Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is randomizer number 5. For those just tuning in for the first time, this is the link to the Past Randomizer. It is a program that takes the original ROM and it randomly places the items throughout all of the chests, NPCs, open world locations where items are normally found. Basically, if it's a place you can get a heart container or pretty much everything except for the items that are found in pots. Like if there's a key found in a pot, it'll still be in the right place. And that sword right there that we just got. Everything else, pretty straightforward. We're gonna make sure we get that bomb because we want that for the way out. Okay, so the beginning of this is pretty straightforward, pretty much just like the regular game, with the slight exception that we don't have a lamp, which doesn't actually matter, except for the fact that we can't light the torches in the dark. Nice. That will be very helpful. I mentioned briefly at the end of my last video, and I'll just mention again, this is technically my first try racing someone in this game. We're just doing a compare of final times, my friend Mike and I. Mike's the one who introduced me to this in the first place, and issued a challenge, and it was met. So, we'll see how that goes. Like I also said in my last video, I'm glad we're not doing Ocarina of Time or something, because I'd get wrecked. And I'm off to a great start. But yeah. So yeah, basically, the whole point with this is going to be to go through as fast as possible, following kind of a logic puzzle to figure out what comes next. You know, based on what you have access to. Stuff like, okay, we've got some bombs, so we can do that right off the bat. We can go bomb some walls, get some items. You know, basically anywhere there's a treasure chest, you could find, you know, an upgrade to your sword, or, you know, bow, or the gloves right off the bat. You know, it's a possibility. A lot of these runs I've been getting like the hook shot right away. I'm not gonna take the risk of getting killed there. Seems like a good plan. The people who did this game, or who edited this, who created the ROM hack for this, put together a really good logic pattern. So it's not going to lock you out of most situations. There's a chance that you can... There's a very slim chance in a couple situations you have to save and quit. And that's only, like, because normally you'd have a key that you normally... or that you don't have yet. But all the levels should be beatable. And you should be able to access something with what you currently have, basically. So they won't ever put, like, the fire rod behind a door that requires the fire rod. They won't put, you know, a hook shot on the other side of on the east side of Death Mountain or something. It's got a pretty sound logic engine to it, and it's not something... Like, this is the 8th revision of it, and they've just got done, or may even still be in the process of running a huge tournament of people playing races of this game. And yeah, it's pretty well tested at this point. When people do races, generally the way it works is it's based on two people playing the same seed of the game, which means that all the same items will be in the same place. The internal logic of the game will all be the same. So that is what we're doing here. Now, some people do like a whole, like, stream the whole thing, and I mean, that's the actual races are real time. We are not doing something like that because it sounds complicated and we live in different time zones. So mirror, interesting. Okay. That might mean an early Tower of Hera, because it should be accessible right away. It also could mean that there's some good items on some of those ledges that you have to warp to, so. I'm hoping to find something good. It's not a super useful item. This is why we need the bomb, by the way, right here. Those rupees will also be nice. We'll be able to get up to King Zora's domain pretty early, most likely. And we should, especially if we find another pot of rupees during the early part of the game. Kakariko or Lost Woods. Sahasrarla's Hut. Any of those. Okay. And that is the escape. Another 50 rupees right off the bat. Yes, I am feeling an early... We'll see what else we find. We've got to pay the bottle man 100 to get whatever he's got. We're going to try not to antagonize the guards. Make sure we don't need to go fight Aghanim. Just bombs, so we're good. That cave is only accessible, the item from that cave, I should say, is only accessible after you've beaten Aghanim. So there is a good chance that we will not have to fight Aghanim in this run. It's not a guarantee, because sometimes he's the only way you can get into the Dark World. If you don't get something like, basically you need the gloves early too, or it doesn't work. Gloves, hammer, or you have to fight Aghanim. And that's all assuming we get the Moon Pearl early as well. Speaking of, once we get back to the main drag, I will quick check where everything is. Okay, we have to do Desert Palace and Eastern Palace, so hopefully we'll find a bow, the gloves. Unfortunately, Tower of Hera is not a crystal dungeon. The dungeons are randomized as far as whether you get a pendant or a crystal from them. So in the original game, the crystals are all in the Dark World, and the pendants are all what you use to get the Master Sword. In this version, since we only need to get the crystals to beat Ganon, we don't actually need to do the pendant dungeons. They're completely optional unless they happen to have the items we need. That is a lot of bombs. Really quick. Bug catching that, that's not bad. We'll actually have fairies this run, maybe. Unlike last time. That is... Okay. We're gonna just be dropping bombs everywhere. That is not true. I will probably not have a use for that many bombs. Wow. Like, I'm pretty sure that is literally... That might be all the bomb upgrades. I think there's one more. Bottle. Awesome. That means we don't have to backtrack to get the sick kid. So yeah, we do have to be really thorough with this. Ooh. 100 rupees for 20 rupees. That's too bad. The sick kid only gives you an item if you have the bottle. So, we're in pretty good shape there. I mean, it's not useful, but it means we don't have to go back to check. Chicken Hut. Another capacity upgrade. This is ridiculous. Okay, we're gonna stop over here. Similar to the woodcutters, we're gonna just quick double check to see if we need this item. It is the bow, so we do. It's important because once we get the boots, we'll need to backtrack now. I'm gonna double check what the item from the race is real quick. 300 rupees? I mean, we don't need it. But we're really close to Zora anyway. And then we're pretty much just set for the rest of the game. So let's just do it so we don't have to worry about it. That's enough for Palace of Darkness, for the big bomb. Okay. Saving and quitting is legal in the races for this game, just because there's a chance you have to. So for the sake of, since this is actually trying to go as fast as possible, I'm gonna use it. There is a trick in the Japanese version of this game where you can despawn blocks by using the blue map. By using the mirror. It has to be in a place where the mirror won't work, I believe. But as long as you but if you use the mirror while you're pushing a block, it'll despawn. So that saves us a trip there. This cave, Mulderum Cave, is really nice. There's 5 items. Oh my gosh. Flippers. Arrow upgrade. Wow. 2 more bottles. And the bug net already. So we're actually... got a lot of stuff there. I'm gonna quick run up here. We're gonna check this item. The hook shot. Ooh, good check. As soon as we get a portal to the dark world, we're going there. We've already got the mirror. I'm gonna run up here real quick. I know I'm missing Ice Rod Cave. I'm gonna come back for it in a second, but I think this is gonna be faster. I may be wrong. Actually, I'm probably wrong. Master Sword. Nice. Okay. So I'm gonna run a quick swim up to the next dock here. And then we're going to warp up to Zora's domain because we've got Buku Bucks and the Flippers, so we can get the 2 items there real quick. And then we'll catch Sahasrala's hut on the way down. We don't have a good way into the Dark World yet, so I'm still kind of hoping that we get the glove somewhere here. Otherwise, we're probably gonna just have to go straight over to... I mean, we could do... No, we don't have a way to get up to Death Mountain. So, if we... Since we got the Master Sword early, if we get the Moon Pearl, I will add... Actually, maybe even not, because you can still get the Pyramid item with Rabbit. Yeah, we're gonna jump in here, portal up to Zora's, and then cut across to Sahasrala for the last 3 overworld items. If we don't get anything good, and by that I mean we need the gloves, we know where the bow is, so the boots will let us do Eastern Palace. Right now we don't have a way to do over any of the dungeons. Because we either need a way up to Death Mountain to do Tower of Hera. We need the book. Only 50 rupees, no big deal. Little thing here. Walking on the water is actually slower because of the way that the animation goes. You move faster while you're on land. So if you already have the flippers, just taking that outside goes a bit faster. Shovel. I mean, it's a fetch quest, so it may not pay off, but it may be really good. We'll see. I'm not sure why I did that, but we got it. Whatever. We're done. Okay. So we got 3 basic overworld chests left. And we really don't have much for as far as good items go. Let's see, I think I can get out this way. Yeah, jump off here. There's rocks down there that I can't get through. Darn. And here I thought I was clever. Yeah, this should work still. It's not that out of the way. Well, we'll see what we get here. I guess technically there's also the desert cave, which I'm gonna feel really dumb if there's an item there. Because Mike was giving me crap about the fact that I never check it until later, and that I could have saved myself time multiple times doing that. So I may stop by and do that. Okay. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do Desert Cave quick. Basically because the other option right now, from what I can tell... Actually, I'm gonna stop real quick here and do the shovel. That's a good one to get done while I'm here. And it's... and I don't have very many options. It's basically shovel, desert cave, and then... I mean, I could do the first half of Eastern Palace. I could do... I can't do desert at all. I can't do... Yeah, that's it. The first half of Eastern Palace or Aghanim. And I don't have the Moon Pearl. So if I do Aghanim, it is strictly... If I do Aghanim, it's strictly to get the one item on the pyramid. I think the first half of Eastern Palace is probably going to be safer. Just as far as finding something useful. Because there's more chests. But I can't do the second half. I can't finish it, so I might have to go through the dungeon twice. Aghanim, at least I know I'm just going to go through it once, and then I've got access to the Dark World. But without the Moon Pearl, it's really limiting, and... So yeah, if I find the Book of Medora right here, then I'm good to do the first half of the Desert Palace as well. But I need a Source of Fire and the glove to get through the second half, so... And possibly the boots, so it's very limiting there. Nope, not worth it. Okay, we're gonna do... Let's do Eastern. We'll do Eastern Palace first. Just because. I feel like there's more stuff there. I know, the big thing is, I know I'm gonna have to come back for it. But if I just do that first loop, then I don't have to do any of the side rooms. I can pretty much just go straight for the boss at that point. And if I do find the boots at any point, I'll bail. And come back with the boots. Or come back with the bow, rather. Okay. Don't need to stop and kill things. Need to keep reminding myself that. Just a map. That's too bad. Whatever. Okay, second half here. Our second section here is the side room. Compass. Get our sword maxed out real quick here and shoot some beams. See, that was pure willpower there. I didn't stop and grab the rupee. I'm getting better. Okay. No big key yet, which means it's probably in its normal spot at this point. We can at least get around to get the big key in the big chest so we don't have to do this side section and the basement later. The creators for this were nice enough to give a lamp so that you get the lamp animation still, even though you don't have a lamp. Only in the light world, though. Once you get to the dark world, all bets are off. Come on. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Literally. I mean, I guess I knew that was the big key at that point, but still, the new pair of shoes joke was there. So if this isn't the boots or the moon pearl, I think I'm doing Aghanim. You just need the Master Sword for it, so here we go. Like, I can't even do any of the other dungeons or really any of the other side areas right now, so I really need gloves, hammer, something. Really, it's the gloves and the boots at this point. Which is kind of annoying, because that's what it was last time, except for much later. So hopefully I'll correct that earlier this time. Ugh. So Aghanim's, the reason I'm so hesitant about Aghanim is because Aghanim's castle, or Aghanim's tower, rather, is literally, there's nothing to find here. There are a few treasure chests, all of which contain keys. Involves going through this whole section, plus the boss fight. And really all it gives you is early access to the Dark World if you don't have a way in. And if you don't have the Moon Pearl, all it gives you is one treasure, or basically the equivalent of one treasure chest. I don't think I even need to fight these guys, so I'm gonna just keep pressing on. Seems like good use of this. I am gonna wait till the last minute, which is like right now, before I use that potion. Just in case I got a heart drop, or in case, with blue mail in this dungeon, there's a decent chance that I'm not gonna get hit at them. So, unfortunately, these guys keep having very, very few drops that are useful as far as health goes. Okay. Blue boomerang earning its keep. I don't normally use the boomerang a whole lot, but with no hook shot yet, it's kind of important. Okay. Again, go off to the side here instead of up the stairs to trigger the cutscene. Saves you a few, a second or two. They took out Aghanim's blue projectiles. His lightning is always the 5th one. So that was 5 hits, and it takes 6. There we go. I've been experimenting with that. That sideways spin seems like it works really, really well. Okay, so like I said, with no Moon Pearl, we're really limited on what we actually have access to in the Dark World, but, haha! One of those things, in this case, or the only thing in this case, is the Titansmith. Wait, what? Okay. I don't think I have access to anything else as the bunny. Wait a minute. No, I'm just gonna save and quit. I was... What? Oh, it's because I did Aghanim. Whoops. Normally, in this game, if you have not beaten Aghanim, if you're in the Dark World, you don't have to, when you save and quit, it'll still take you back to the Light World. So if you don't have the mirror, that's the one way you can get back. I'm pretty sure Death Mountain's the next thing to do. Now, with what we've got, there's only like 3 things in Death Mountain that we can access. But one of them's the Tower of Hera, so unless we happen to get boots from the old man or Spectacle Rock... Oops, that was dumb. We're probably good. So yeah, we're gonna do Tower of Hera unless we get the boots. If we get the boots, we'll call it good. I am gonna stop inside here real quick because the old man will heal you. I don't have hookshot, I know where it is, but until I get the Moon Pearl, I can't go get that. And probably... yeah, the hammer. To get to that side of the world. Possibly might be able to make it work. Book of Medora is on top of Spectacle Rock. And inside is just rupees. So... I think we're gonna go get the Ether Tablet real quick. Book of Medora, Ether Tablet. Again, I'm sticking with my... I would really prefer to have boots at this point, but they might be in Desert Palace at this point, so... More rupees. So, we're gonna do... I'm just gonna do a quick do the tower. We can't do the basement, so that might be a problem, but... But we're not going to be doing the basement first anyway, so we're good. If that was a small key instead of the big key, we would have had to do the basement. But you need a fire source to get the treasure chest down there. So we're going to do the rest of the level. Possibly including the boss. Unless there's a good reason to think that he has one of the dungeon items. Dungeon items are, you know, the map, the compass, the big key, or the small keys that are required. All of those go in the right dungeons still. So you can kind of count which chests you've got, you know, how many chests you should have left in a dungeon. And since we've got the big key, got the map, we'll have to drop since we don't have the hook shot. It's been a while since I've done this. Bombs. So, I have the small key, which means that there is one more item, and it is either Moldorm or in the basement. We'll see. We'll get those 2 hearts there. Moldorm is not a pleasant fight. He's one of the ones I've been cheating on because he can be really annoying, even if you're being careful. Last time I ended up skipping him just because I got knocked into that hole right there. Right there. Which knocks you down like several floors and you have to climb all the way back up. Getting knocked off the side is not a big deal. Getting knocked off that is really obnoxious. And if that ends up not being... if he has the compass, I'm gonna be kind of frustrated. I'm honestly hoping that he does not have the compass, because that means that the basement item is the compass, and I don't need to come back with fire. Which would be either the fire rod or the lantern. Got the master sword, so I think it's 5 hits? 4 or 5? I know the tempered sword is 3. Gold sword is 2. Maybe it's just 4. And unfortunately, Master Sword does not let us skip his fast phase, but got lucky there at the end. Compass. At least it's the green pendant. The green pendant gives you an item from Sahasrara. I know Desert Palace is gonna have more stuff, but I just want to get this done out of the way while I'm thinking about it. Just in case. Boots are still very useful. Because there is a spot in the Desert Palace that is inaccessible without boots. So there's a chance that we may need them in this dungeon anyway. Lantern. That almost makes it worse. Almost makes it worse. Okay. I'm gonna be thorough. So the lantern means we can now climb this again and get the basement item, which we know is an item. So, again, I'm mostly just doing this so I don't have to backtrack again, potentially, when I get to the desert. We're not going to be back up here for quite a long time, and if this is the boots, we're going to be really frustrated. By we, I mean I. I don't know why I've just generally said we as I'm doing these Let's Plays. Like, there was no real thought behind that choice or something like that, and I'm not really meaning it as a royal we by any means. By the way, if you have a bee for one of these tile rooms that you have to wait on, the gold bee is a great... That's another great use for a golden bee. He'll chase around the tiles that are flying at you as long as you give him enough time to. So you might have to dodge a little bit. I didn't quite hit the trick. If you stand on a peg, it will give you invincibility frames until you come off of said peg. And no. Looks like we're doing Desert Palace with no boots. Hopefully we'll find it shortly after entering. They pretty much have to be there unless it's the Moon Pearl. In which case I have a long way to go before I get it, probably. Or there's a chance that it's a long way to go. So with the fire source, as long as I don't need the boots, I can do this whole dungeon. If there is a key, especially the big key, on top of the lamp in the Desert Palace, there's like a torch holder in one of the rooms, and that's one of the two places where you can normally get a key right off the bat. And if neither, or if it is an important one, then we're in trouble. I may have to stop by the fairy room at least once. I've got a couple empty bottles and one with a magic. Big key right away. That's nice. There's still 2 chests that require the small key, though. Darn. Well, let's see if the big chest is the boots. And we can still... I think we can still go do Moldorm without that key, so... Or not Moldorm. Lamellus. Lamellus? I think it's Lamellus. Okay, we've got a couple fairies now. I feel better. Now, just for the sake of being thorough. I don't think I'm gonna need this potion. Really? There we go. Now, I am thoroughly ready. That is a hammer, which is both awesome and unfortunate. This is leading me more and more to think that I'm going to need to do Dark World before, or go to Dark World before I get the boots. Now, there's no guarantee. I mean, we could literally just be getting the boots from Lamellus. Or we may be getting... Yeah, we don't have either dungeon item yet, so there's a pretty good chance we're just getting a map or a compass and having to come back later. Which is really sucky. I mean, I suppose if we get the Moon Pearl, we get the hook shot, which, while I would really prefer to just get the boots and get that palace done, I'm okay with, you know, getting the hook shot right now. That opens up a bunch of stuff, which I will then hope contains the boots. We're gonna have to do a fairly honest Lamellus fight. No fire rod, no silver arrows, no golden sword. I have the master sword, so that's why I said fairly. Okay. So there's still... Actually, there are 2 chests left, and I don't think... I'm gonna double check. I don't think we got any of the dungeon items, so I think we don't have to come back. Yeah, nice. Okay. Wait, what? Did I miss something? I'm gonna walk and think. I mean, I can't do any of the dungeons in the Dark World without the Moon Pearl. I can't use the hammer. Oh, wait. Okay. I think I know where we can go. I think we can still get to this east side of Death Mountain. This is a weird one. At this point, I'm expecting the Moon Pearl rather than the boots, but I'll take the boots. Or both. Both would be great. And as long as I'm dreaming, let's get the tempered sword or the fire rod in there too. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to get to that island because you can't swim as the bunny that I'm aware of. So unless that's a feature they added in, the only thing you should be able to do is the mirror. And if they added that as a feature, that's kind of a thing. Okay, so we're gonna do Spiral Cave, and the drop-off cave at the bottom, which I think is a total of 8 treasure chests. So let's hope for boots, moon pearl, fire rod, Titan's mitt. Heck, let's get tempered and golden sword and silver arrows while we're at it. Two chests here. Berna. Okay. If we get the moon pearl, we can actually go do the Cave of Berna cave then, which is right above. It's right next to where you turn into, or where you normally cross over to get to Tower of Hera. Moon pearl. Called it. Okay. It's gonna be a little faster to do it this way, I think. I'm gonna do Cane of Burner real quick, because I'm gonna want to. Or if I'm just going one way, I can save quit out of it afterwards. And then we're gonna go do basically the overworld for Dark World, and hope we find boots and Titan's Mitt and all the other stuff that I was excited about that I didn't get yet. These are a lot harder than the regular game. Like, I think them and Wizrobe switch places as far as the way that the game works. I guess we have Aghanim, so we can just go in that way. Oops. Darn it. I forgot about that. I might be getting a little save and quit happy, but generally speaking, it is going to save a lot of time, so we'll take it. Okay. So first things first. We have a hammer and the gloves. I'm gonna get 3 things down here. And actually, I should double check the map real quick. Okay. So, Ice Palace and Swamp Palace are the pendant dungeons. Titan's Mitt. Darn. Still hoping for shoes. Titan's Mitt's really good, though. That means we can do Misery Mire and East Side of Death Mountain with the hook shot, which is one of the things we're getting here. I don't have a shield yet. That's a little odd. I mean, it's not a huge deal. I'm terrible at using the shield anyway, but okay, we're gonna avoid Swamp Palace if we can. But let's see, we can't do Misery Mire until we get the Staff of Samaria. We can't finish it, at least. But we can go get the 3 chests, at least, from the overworld side if we need to. Once we get the flute, never mind. Wasn't even thinking about the flute. Okay. Hookshot is next. I was gonna go get go do Swamp Palace right away, but I don't think that's necessary, since it's not a required dungeon and it's long and stuff. We're gonna go do the back half of Death Mountain, I think. It's a bunch of chests, so we can do the dark side part now with the hookshot. So we'll do the hookshot cave, and I can't remember what the other one is, but there's 2. Oh, just the regular one. There's 2. So there's the one where you need to use the hookshot a ton, and the one where you don't. That's pretty much the way they're defined. The one with all the push blocks, which, with the mirror, we're going to be able to get through real quick. So yeah, again, the mirror can despawn stuff, so it saves us like re-going through like 2 sections of this particular little cave. Saves us from having to go in and out of the dam in front of Swamp Palace, stuff like that. It's pretty nifty. I'm I haven't gotten to do it because I keep getting the mirror so late in the game. So I was really excited to have that right off the bat. It'll save some time. Okay, and I don't know what that item is. Bombos. Yep. Glad I checked. And actually, as long as we're up here, we'll also check what Turtle Rock's medallion is. Keeping my fingers crossed here that Bombos is the only medallion I need. I am not counting on that, but it would be neat. Bombos. Nice. So that means we can do Turtle Rock. We could technically go in right now, but we can't do anything. That was on purpose. This time. It's a little out of the way, so I'm just gonna run and grab the catfish real quick. And then we're gonna go probably north side of Hyrule, get a couple chests, and maybe a bit more. And then Thieves Town. Or not Thieves Town, Village of Outcasts. We can go do Blacksmith, we can do the pegs, we can do most of the stuff there. Basically, we're going to finish the overworld chests, because we can get most of the rest of them. I may also swap one of my berries for a blue potion. Rupees! Yay, I love rupees. Actually, I might change 2 of the fairies for blue potions, but we'll see. Oh, let's see. With what I have, I can't do... I don't think there's any dungeons I can do right now. Palace of Darkness, I don't have the bow. Thieves Town. I can do Thieves Town. At least it's a required dungeon this time. So that's my direction. I'm gonna do those side quests and Thieves Town. Finish the overworld stuff. Except the boots. Put bombs in your bum so you can bomb while you bomb. Yeah, the other 2 chests, or the other 2 areas over here require the boots, unfortunately. The long, elusive boots. Nice Rose, this is faster. Okay, I don't have the cape, so I can't do the bumper cave. Right? Yeah, just the cane. I totally forgot that about that hole. Oh, I'm gonna go do the witch and get a bunch of stuff. Oh well, I'm not super worried. And do the chest game real quick. We'll get the other houses here in Village of Outcasts. The actual item is always the second one in the chest game. They took out that randomization. You know... Hey, a shield. I might just go do blind real quick. The more I'm thinking about it, the other stuff's a little bit more out of the way. Maybe I'll do like blacksmith and pegs real quick. And then do that, and then come back and do the chest. Delivering the chest seems like it's really out of the way right now. Especially since I already did bombos. I'll do the blacksmith and the pegs quick first, just in case. You know, if it ends up being something like tempered sword, it's gonna make the dungeon easier. Oh, and shovel. I could do shovel real quick. Although it's now out of the way. Now I'll wait and do shovel. I'm indecisive occasionally. I don't have magic powder. So I can't do Bat Cave. Red mail. See, this is why I did that first. That's gonna make Thieves Town way easier. And I've got the hammer, so I can actually get all of Thieves Town, I'm pretty sure. I feel spoiled not being able to hammer dash that last time now. So I've only got one crystal right now, right? Yeah. One crystal, one pendant. Cape, nice. Maybe Bumper Cave has something useful. We'll check that after this. Along with the blacksmith, or the chest. The locked chest. Okay. Big key. Which means I think this should be a small key? Yep. They have to give you enough stuff to get through the dungeon. So, some of it gets a little predictable. That's kind of the goal. Is to be able to to be able to figure out, and that way stuff like I know I don't need to go back into the basement of Tower of Hera, because or those two side rooms in or the side room in Desert. It went pretty well, all things considered. That little hallway is just really annoying to navigate quickly. So the nice thing about this particular level is that Blind takes 3 hits from anything that they can be hit with. I'm still not sure if Blind's technically male or female. They take the guise of a female when you rescue them, but that's not necessarily any indication when it comes to weird, creepy thieves that are trying to trick you. So I'm genuinely not sure. I'm hoping somewhere along the way here we'll find some magic. I think there's a magic pot in the dungeon section here. But what I'd like to do, there's one of the items you can use against Blind is the Cane of Burna. Darn. So close. But I have a hookshot now. What am I doing? Really? Really? That was so sad. Hookshot just tends to be the best weapon for... It hits most enemies, it kills some, it hurts, or at least stuns the rest, or almost all the rest, except for like the bomb guys. Nice. That was well timed. Yeah, I think I might just have to tank through Blind without using the cane the way I wanted to. I mean, I might be able to use it for a little bit, but not for long. Without half magic and with the where I'm at and no potions, yeah. I'll save it for the third phase. Rental agents offer quarters for dollars. Ha! That was really bad. Okay. With red mail, I am not worried about this fight for the most part, but like I said, we're still going to use the cane for the last phase here because it's neat and because it's fast and safe. If you have enough magic, you can just do that the whole time. It's really nice. And finally, full magic. Okay. so I need to go check Bumper Cave. That's gonna be first. Ugh. Oh no. Not some of my 50 arrows and 40 bombs. Whatever will I do without them? Yeah. Blind is actually one of the few places where the Cane of Birna is really useful. Like, I find that the cape seems more useful overall. I'm not sure why. Looks like it's just 10 arrows, so not worth it. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything new there. We don't have the fire rod still. We need the fire rod and the flute to continue, basically, and the Staff of Samaria, actually. So chances are those are going to be coming up here shortly. Or I'm going to have to do Swamp Palace and Ice Cave, or Swamp Palace and Ice Palace anyway. Or it's gonna expect me to do part of Palace of Darkness and then come back, which I really don't want to do. I'm gonna go do the shovel minigame real quick and stop and get the 2 other items on the way. Drop the chest off. What? It's back there! Okay. I guess we're doing that later. Okay, there's my excuse to go see the witch and get some potions. Crap. You can lose the chest if you do that wrong. Okay, so now I need to remember to do the shovel. The shovel minigames still needs to get done. So unless I become desperate, I'll plan on doing that when I go do Lost Woods. I can try the first half of Skull Woods. Yeah. I'm not sure what the fastest way to do this is. I want to do the Witch's Hut quick. Partially so I can get the potions while I'm at it. You know what, I'm just gonna walk. Not that far. I should probably take a break at some point here, too. It doesn't have to be single segment for what we're doing. We're kind of on the honor system that way, but we're going off final times. So, that's part of why the video link technically doesn't matter because of the save and quits. But, not that there's been a few of those. There's been a few of those. Okay, I'm hoping here for fire rod or boots. That is not the fire rod or the boots. I'm gonna keep one fairy in case of blatant stupidity. As an emergency oops. Not that I ever push my luck farther than I should. Okay. So I'm going up into the dark world real quick, so I can go do the shovel minigame. That's one of the last overworld spots that I can get to without the flute, so... After that, I think we're gonna have to either do Skullwoods or Palace of Darkness without the capability of finishing it. And the number of half-finished dungeons will increase, and I don't like that. I really don't. You know what, I may take a break after this, just to... I'm gonna go do the shovel minigame, I'm gonna take my break, and I will finish this. I'm not posting these until after Mike and I are both done anyway, so... Not that I don't trust him, I just think it's neat to be able to post the whole story. Obviously, I'm not gonna post it till the... Or I'll put that part on the end. Or on the last video. I'm kind of hoping this is gonna just be a short, like... As far as the number of videos goes, this might be a just a 2-video thing too. Well, I mean, yeah, I can't think of anything else offhand. I'm basically gonna have to do those dungeons. I'm gonna exit out before I continue talking. So yeah, I am not 100% sure here what the next step is. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do Palace of Darkness. There's a good chunk in the back half of Palace of Darkness that I can do without the bow. But there are 2 rooms that you can't get past without it. 3 rooms that you can't get past without the bow. So... yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. The other option is Skullwoods. So, yeah. I will be I'll be finishing this run probably tomorrow and posting the whole thing once we're done with the race. I got a bunch of other stuff that I've been working on, as you've probably seen. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. And give me a like and subscribe if you're enjoying these. Check out the rest of the videos on the channel, and let me know if you're enjoying it. Post a comment. Make a suggestion if you've got a game you want to see. I like to listen to what people are suggesting, so Be continuing Quintet and doing a few other things, and it'll be hopefully pretty fun. So, I will catch you next time.